Welcome, everyone. I
Hi.
am excited to talk to one of my very good friends, and she is on a completely new adventure. Now, just by way of background, let me say that Yvele and I met at Statistics Canada, where I recall we were both very passionate about our work there. And but we made it a point to also have fun. So with that said, let me welcome Yvelle.
I'm happy to be here. It's great to see you again. It's wonderful.
So
Uh,
nice to connect.
yeah, yeah. As you know, I've started a comedy career, shall we say? But David Suzuki had one of his nature shows not that long ago, and he talked about laughter and crying are natural and that you don't learn it, you're born with it. And I thought that was really neat. Now, humor is a modern thing. Like humor is something we've developed. It's not ancient, like laughter has always been around, even the apes were laughing. But it has such great benefits, short term and long term.
Absolutely. And by the way, just in preparation for our conversation, I looked up on Meta AI and asked, what are the health benefits? And let me put on my glasses. It says here, there are some physical health benefits. It
Mhm.
reduces stress hormones. It decreases cortisol and epinephrine. It boosts the immune system. It relieves pain, lowers the blood pressure. That's one I didn't know about.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Improves cardiovascular health and blood flow, inflammation. And then there's the mental health benefit, reducing anxiety, depression, improves your mood, so the serotonin and dopamine levels, and it even enhances cognitive function. So
Yeah. Yeah.
memory, problem solving, and of course, social connection,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
increased. It reduces stress and burnout so that I've got to laugh a lot more because that's how I've been feeling lately.
Uh,
So,
it's a
yeah.
great pick me up too, short-term pick me up if you're, suffering or you need some clarity or something. Read something funny or look at something funny because it'll give you that short-term burst of energy. But you're right, the long-term benefits are magnificent. The only thing that's missing is you don't lose weight.
Okay, now Meta AI disagrees with you there
Oh, well,
because
I
it says it supports weight loss by reducing stress. So if you're under stress, you gain more weight. But if the stress is reduced,
Well, maybe it's my age. I can't lose weight, and laughter hasn't helped me, even though I use a lot of muscles. When you laugh so hard it hurts.
yep,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
could be, we're all in mental pause here. So oh,
Yeah.
sorry, menopause. What inspired you to go from, I guess, being a professional in the government and then, being retired for some time
Long
and
time.
then transitioning into this brand new adventure?
Well, it is an adventure. Like, I don't know how long I'll keep it up, but as with a lot of people, COVID did something, you had time to learn something new or to learn to bake or cook or whatever. And I saw this course offered by Pierre Bro, who's a local uh, actor and comedian, but it was in person. It wasn't by Zoom. And because of COVID, I was too afraid to go out. Well, now that things are a little better and I'm healthier, I saw another ad and I went. I just went. And love it. I love this course. People say, well, how, a course for learning, to tell jokes? No, you just get up and tell jokes. No, there's some techniques to it. And you mentioned the social aspect, meeting other comedians and supporting one another. So I don't know. I guess, can I say COVID inspired me? But I have always been the class clown. And
Yes. And
yeah,
I remember you being
yeah.
a clown in the department as well.
Yes, I know. The disadvantage to that, sometimes people don't take you seriously
Right.
because I would have a serious issue, but I always kind of made a joke about it, which
Yep.
doesn't translate very well if you're trying to solve something. So,
Right. And you were in a managerial position. And so, yeah, I can see how, sometimes, well, it
yeah,
depends on the humor you use. But I
yeah,
remember humor was so essential in the workplace
yeah. Oh, yeah.
because it created that connectivity,
The
between
atmosphere.
people.
Yeah.
You know.
It also, at least I found when I was working in respondent relations, I had a great team. And all of us wanted to get up and come to work. That's how much we enjoyed our work. And
Absolutely.
yeah, that was, you
Absolutely.
were happy at that job for 4 years, and then you moved on to something a little more miserable.
It's very important to enjoy your work,
Mhm. Yeah,
Thank goodness we did.
yes,
But so
yeah.
tell me about, were you not afraid to get up on stage? I mean, that's quite different from managing people behind the scenes or whatever.
Yeah. Um, if I found in the last few years of working, if I knew my subject well, I could do a presentation.
Mhm.
It's when I didn't know the subject well that I was nervous. So for this, I've always been told, you're so funny. Oh my God, you're funny. And jeepers, it's good being with you. And, so people would say, you should be a comedian. And
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
So in a sense, I was like going to show those friends, okay, I am going to do it. And I was a little apprehensive. I was going to do it secretly. I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was just going to do it and see was I successful or not. But then I thought, if I'm truly committed, I have to tell people. I have to buy into this and I have to let them know what I'm doing. And so I did. And
The other thing about letting people know is when you tell them that you're going to do something, you pretty much are held to
you
do.
got to deliver. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I was afraid, but once I got up on that stage and I knew my stuff, um, and I spontaneously could manage when I forgot my joke, I could make a different joke. I have that ability,
Mhm.
which is just part of my character, I think. But
Right.
it was successful. My first show, which was a couple of weeks ago, I was very successful. So
Yeah, that was at
that's keeping
Absolute
me in.
Comedy.
Yeah.
No.
Absolute comedy on Preston. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So
Yeah.
what did you have to do to prepare for that stand-up comedy
Well,
routine?
you have to write your jokes. You have to make the joke. You cannot plagiarize or anything like that. So, um, in my case, I used a lot of my history, a lot of my childhood, as a basis for my jokes about Catholics. So,
Mm,
and I have a sister who's Mormon, and she's in my joke. So, just real things.
yeah.
Write it out. And I still haven't decided do I memorize the script word for word? Because that's not my natural self. I'm sort of like, there's the concept, there's the idea. Now I'll tell the story.
Hmm.
Comics usually know their script and just bang it out. So I'm not quite sure which way I'm going to go with this, but yeah.
So sometimes when you bang it out, so to speak, you then, when you get on, you're actually just channeling whatever. In presentations, it's often like that. You prepare
Yes. Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and then you've got to act like it's natural and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how I came across first time around. Um, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to tell you though, when you're writing jokes and you tell your husband over and over, they're not funny anymore. They're like you've heard it 10 times. That's it. It's not, so you kind of lose the perception of, is this funny or not? Uh, it usually is funny, but you're just tired of it because you've prepared so much.
And how long was the course, did you say?
Six Monday nights, six
Okay.
nights, and
And
then
so you do
seven
six Monday nights, and then you just go
do a
on
show.
stage.
Yeah.
So is there any time where you get to air out these jokes in front of your colleagues?
Well, you do with the other comedians and the teacher
Okay.
and your husband, who is, like I said, pretty tired of your jokes. But so what I have done is not tell him every joke so that there will be a surprise when he comes to the show. There will be something funny and new for him. But there are different bars and restaurants in Ottawa that have what they call an open mic. So you
Right.
show up or you put your name in a hat, and it's like a practice run, a dress rehearsal.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
yeah,
And so what subjects, I know you mentioned that, your childhood and your religion, any other subject that you like to talk about?
aging for sure.
Well, that's a good one for us because,
Yeah.
I'm approaching 70 next year. And yourself?
And I'm 78 kilograms, kilograms.
Okay.
And I'm actually 72, but I identify as thin and 40.
Okay. How did your first round of stand-up comedy go?
Well, I sort of gave you my introduction, and I actually, I talk about my weight and my age. I
Mm,
don't like housework. I
mm,
do not like it. In
no.
fact, I have a little trick. I have get well cards placed around.
Mhm.
So if people come over and my house is a little messy, they'll see these get well cards, and they'll go, "Oh, pity. She's been ill. No wonder her house is such a mess." You're welcome to use that. You're very welcome to use that idea.
Great idea. Great idea. I'll have to think of it next time I'm having guests.
Um, I also talk a bit about, I was just going to say ranting is something I will be learning in another course with the same teacher, Pierre Bro. But commercials on television and magazines about youth and beauty and billionaire women selling makeup and creams
Mhm.
really upsets me.
Mhm.
It's like you have to fill in these lines with wood filler. And they don't talk about how smart women get when they're older. I mean, these are not wrinkles. These are wisecracks.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I also talked about husbands because I've had a few. I had a few husbands, and some of them were mine.
Oh, that's funny.
In fact, one of them, handsome, tall, he just wasn't that bright. When we got married, the priest wanted some our official papers, and he brought his fishing license. It's like,
Oh,
no, you don't need your fishing license. We're getting married. He was he was not that bright, but he was tall and handsome, and I guess at that time that counted.
I guess you learn the lessons later.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what other subjects?
There's a lot to be said about menopause, and it is really not a great great time. And I use a bunch of descriptive words, and people will say, "Well, that sounds like Trump." And I go, "No,
Mm,
that's not Trump. Those bad words there, that was me in menopause. I
mm.
was witchy and itchy, and I grew a mustache, having a hot flash. I mean, I go through all the symptoms. Well, it just, you have less to worry about.
So, you said you're taking another course?
Yeah, there's a course that by the same group, ranting. There was a guy on TV. I can't remember his name now, but every, I don't know, once a week, whatever, he would pick a subject and he would rant and he just talk really, really fast. And he was funny too.
Mm.
And I'd like to do that too. Yeah.
Mm. Do you think Rodney Dangerfield was that kind of not
Uh,
getting enough respect and.
I love those things. Like
Yeah.
Lucille Ball is someone else I really admired. Like, you know, working on that assembly line with the chocolates and
Oh, gosh.
can't keep up, so she's eating them.
Yeah.
That reminds me when I worked at the Quaker Oats, and one of my jobs was to put the toys in the Captain Crunch cereal boxes. Now, is this stealing or is this kindness? Sometimes I put two and three toys in because my sister Midge and I fought all the time for that one toy in the cereal box. So
Hmm.
when I got this job, I'm saving relationships, and mothers are going to be so happy the kids won't be fighting. So yeah, a thief is me. I'm a thief.
I just want to say to you that I am I'm so admiring of you because here you are at a particular age when people think of wrapping things down and
Mhm,
not pursuing new adventures. But
mhm,
here you are saying, getting bold and beautiful and saying, I'm going to do something that's been calling me and
mhm, mhm,
explore that
mhm.
no matter what the outcome. Like
Yeah.
you're not invested on any outcome per se,
Mhm.
right? So I really admire you for doing that.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Absolutely.
I like some of those teachers that called me the class clown and even wrote it in my report card. She talks too much. I'd like them to see me now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Except I'm not making any money.
Oh, well, if you build it, they will come. And who knows?
True. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just don't know because presumably we have more life to live. And
True.
I like that you're living it to your fullest.
Well, ditto and right back at you because look at you with this podcast and the beautiful tribute to your dad. And I think you're doing great too.
Well, if you don't try new things, I mean, the whole point is just to learn, to evolve, to
Hmm.
grow, and to
Yeah.
become,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
express yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that means you have life, right?
Yes. Yes. Even though it's getting rickety and crickety.
All
Hmm.
right. Well, thank you so much, Yvelle, for
This
this
was fun.
wonderful conversation about laughter. And
Yeah.
I have to say that I'm kind of serious most of the time. Uh, and every now and then I break out in laughter, and that's the best time of my day.
I'm glad to hear that. And just a quick note, it does really help you get through depression. I had some serious, uh, prob not problems, but I was depressed. And I find laughter and this course just sort of like it's really wonderful. Yeah. I might throw my meds out or sell them. I might sell them.
Exactly. And that's why they say laughter is the best
Yes,
medicine. I truly believe that.
I
And
agree.
and by the way, Yvelle, my mother got through so many difficult times. And during that difficult time, she was making jokes.
Yes.
Knew
Yeah.
she would get through
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because she was making jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thanks so much. And I
Oh,
appreciate what
well,
you're doing and keep on going. You're an inspiring woman.
thank you, Ismay. That's so nice.
You're welcome.
Yvele Paquette. I'm 75 kilograms. I'm actually 72 and I identify as thin and 40. I golf. The low 70s, pretty impressive, eh? So if you want to do 9 holes with me, come on, low 70s, that's pretty good. Golf. The only sport where you have to clean up after yourself. That sucks. I hate housework. Replace the divot, rake the bunker, wash the balls. I gave that sport. Anyway, back in the younger days, we didn't have, we had a cassette that took messages on the phone, and I never wanted to miss a call, because it could be a hot date, right? Anyway, a guy left me a message, and it said, I want a girl down to earth. Okay, I'm so down to earth, I'm buried in the ground. I said, bring a box of red wine and a shovel. Anyway, speaking of young people, in my younger days, a couple of hours ago, I could buy a jar of Nivea or oil of Olay for $5.99. Easy. Today, these young women are paying $500 a pop for a salmon facial. Google it, I am not kidding. I don't know if it's Pacific, Atlantic, all I know is I cannot afford that. I can't. So, anyway, I just take a can of tuna and smear it on. Why not? And then I let the cat lick it off. And it's like a real facial peel. Seriously. Cheap. Let me cheat here. Let's talk about jobs. I've had a variety of jobs, and I want to mention that one of them was a 911 operator. I know it's hard to believe, but that was me. Small town, summer job, population 700. So I'll give you a couple of examples of how that job went. So, 911, what's your emergency? Oh, Yvele, it's Marge. I just called to chat. Marge, you have to have an emergency. Oh, I do? Oh, okay, wait a minute, because I'll be right back. Meow, meow, poof. Marge, I'm hanging up. Kicking the cat is not an emergency. The funny thing is she dropped an iron on his tail previously. Or wait, was that her husband's foot? I work for Statistics Canada for near 35 years. And I was doing a presentation, and I'm kind of clumsy, but I was making a point. I was doing this, doing that, doing this. And I went, poof, and my glasses fell right off my face. Oh, I guess I made a point and lost sight of it at the same time. I just stood there blinking because I couldn't see anything. We'll just turn the page. Husbands. I've had a few. Most of them were mine. I sure hope. My God, these bad people. Did I have one of your husbands? I hope not. I hope none of them were yours. Anyway, my current husband, he's a killer. He's here tonight. But he has a great secret. He can please a lady. And me too. You want to know his secret? Anything? You want to know his secret? He can fold a fitted sheet like Martha Stewart. Anyway, I'll just mention that he's kind to me. I wear Spanx, make these thighs. And he never mentions the muffin top right above my knees. When I was going through menopause, oh my God, a mustache, hot flash. Not once did he ever mention that little hair, no, eyebrow growing on my chin. Even though I poked him in the eye a couple of times. Anyway, my mom came to live with us. Don't recommend it, but he rolled his eyes, he rolled over, and he played dead. 5 years. Thanks, guys.
Yvele Paquette, ladies and gentlemen, give me a roar!
To the audience, I'd like to say, if you like more stories like Yvele's, please hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, tap that bell. There's a bell too, so you can get notified when I upload various videos. And finally, give us your comment. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.
I did a recent dress rehearsal at a bar, and I was the oldest person in the room. I'm 72.
Mhm.
But as you know, I'm really 40.
Mm.
But they were all in their 20s. All these young guys are in their 20s. And when I finished my bit, like a 7-minute comedy routine, they were like, you have to come back. You have to be on the stage again. If I am half as good as you when I'm your age, like it was so uplifting,
Wow.
like like when I was watching the crowd, I'm like, I don't really fit in here. But it worked. It worked. And I loved it. It was good,
Mhm.
good feeling. Like I said, at first I thought I'm not going to fit in with this crowd. And the next thing you know, they were coming to me. Yeah.
Well, that's why you're so inspiring, and that's why I had you on. Okay.
Thank you.
So you
Take
have a
care.
great day.
Me too.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye-bye.